In this breakdown, we're going to take a look at a very popular play that a lot of players have ran over the years, and this one's called Gun Tight Flex Falcon Cross. And for this particular play, not really going to do a whole lot with it. Just want to show you one particular route that's real effective against bump and run man coverage, and that happens to be this route that out here on the left as you look at it. It happens to be the split end, and what he's running is more or less a wheel route. So what he winds up doing here is he winds up going out here towards the sideline in this area here, and he winds up breaking up the field. Now, if your opponent is playing man coverage, what makes this play pretty effective is, for example, say that this defender right here winds up coming out here and he winds up covering him. As this receiver breaks to the inside here, what's going to wind up happening as the split end breaks to the inside, then this receiver is going to get that inside position on this corner. In this case, it'll be this right cornerback. And if you wind up seeing that as the quarterback, what you can wind up doing is dropping back. And once you spot this and you see that he has inside position, then you can wind up throwing that ball in that area there and complete it. Now, we are going to make a couple hot route adjustments. Let's go ahead and do that. And what we're going to do here is, now keep in mind, you don't have to do this. The reason I like to do this is to make sure that I have a lot of the defenders cleared out of this area where I'm about to throw the ball to the split end. So what I'm going to wind up doing here is I'm actually going to go ahead and hot route this guy right here, which happens to be the left slot receiver as you look at your screen right there. So I'm going to go ahead and hot route him on his streak. And then this receiver right here, which is the inside slot receiver to the right, I'm going to go ahead and also hot route him. And I'm going to go ahead and put him on a whip route or a zigzag towards the right as you see on your screen. And then I'm going to hot route one more receiver, and this happens to be in this case, is going to wind up being the flankers lined up out here on the right side as you look at your screen. I'm going to go ahead and hot route him on a streak. So we wind up having those three receivers hot routed. Now keep in mind, as I said before, you don't have to do this. But for me, the idea of this is to go ahead and clear out and make sure I have as much room to make that throw without having to worry about any of those other defenders. Now, the defense that we're going to run this against is just two-man under, not going to make any type of hot route adjustments, just going to run it. And the idea of this is by putting this receiver, which is the one I showed earlier as far as the slot receiver to the left right there, is to force that, in this case, is going to wind up being the free safety to drop him back into this area here, and that's going to clear him out. And that's the idea of this. And the cool thing about this particular route that the split end's running is he won't get jammed at the line of scrimmage, so we don't even have to use motion with it. So let's go ahead and run the play and just take a look at it. Notice he doesn't get jammed. And once he gets inside position, and then we wind up throwing the ball hard right. If you're using your controller, what you'd want to do here is when you make this throw, is then you're going to wind up throwing it hard right. So you're going to want to throw it at about the 3 o'clock position. If you were to think of your controller as a clock, you want to throw it hard right into this area here. And then the results is what you just saw on your screen there, is that you're going to generally wind up picking up a nice game with this. And you can see, as I talked about earlier, is that receiver doesn't get jammed. You can look at your screen right there. He's not getting jammed at the line of scrimmage. And then as he comes out to the outside and he breaks to the inside right there, you can see as you look at your screen right there, he winds up getting that inside position. Once we see that, then we can make that throw, as I pointed out earlier, to the 3 o'clock position. So nice little play to beat bump and run man coverage without having to do a whole lot as far as motion. You do need to make those hot routes if you want to get the same thing I'm showing here as far as clearing those receivers out of the area so they're not going into where the split end's running his wheel route up the left sideline. But other than that, really nothing else that you really have to do with this particular play. So I hope this one helps you guys out who are looking to beat bump and run man coverage. And as I said earlier, this is a very popular play that a lot of players have ran over the years.